Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is my review recap, okay, for Sistas. Picture Perfect, Season 5, Episode 16. I'm tired, y'all. I am tired of the messiness, the foolishness, the repeat, rinse, repeat, throw it back, take Zach and Fatima back into time, have them going backwards in their daggone relationship every time we turn around storyline. Please throw it away. It's tiring, okay? We are back again where now Fatima is doubting Zach and thinking that he was out here trying to get back with Karen, mess around with Karen behind her damn back, all because Angela is bringing her this picture. And child, I'm over it, okay? I'm sick of it. I'm also sick of Gary and Hayden and they damn nonsense. They over here arguing about being the same. You know, for once I had to agree with Hayden when he said, we are two peas in a pod. What you talking about? Because Gary trying to act like, oh no, I'm different than you. I'm trying to level up. This ain't got nothing to do with no jealousy. I said pot calling kettle back, okay? Pot meet kettle. Now, in the meantime, Sabrina coming crying because Maurice is still out here locked up. They won't let him out. Okay, the prosecutor still got his foot on his daggone neck, and his bill is going to be $1.5 million, and Sabrina is finding out that Andy paid millions for her, okay? Why is Q still up in Danny damn face? That's another storyline that we could go throw away. Why are y'all trying to force damn Q and Danny together and down our necks? I don't want it, okay? Send it back. And of course, we know that now this is the reason for Bios to still be around because Sabrina gonna have to call him up to ask him for the damn help for the money for Maurice, child. Let's go ahead and get into this episode and take it from the top, y'all. Y'all have to bear with me. I apologize, but one, my light is shorting out. This is the fourth time I'm trying to freaking record this video. Hopefully y'all get it tonight. And two, my throat is on fire. Okay, y'all, I'm literally over here losing my daggone voice, but I'm trying to get this review out to y'all. It's not gonna be long because this episode wasn't much, y'all. It just wasn't. It wasn't for me. Now, Angela sitting up in this, you know what I'm saying, office here with Fatima. We picked up where we left off, and Fatima was at first asking the right questions. Girl, who is this chick that took the picture, first and foremost? Why was she taking pictures? Is she messy? Is she a shit starter? Do I know her? Angela talking about, oh, well, she knows that I know you. She's a friend of mine and that knew me through somebody she was dating or whatever the hell it was, you know. And she know you and Zach is together. She recognized him. So when she saw him, she took his picture. I said, I don't know about that, Angela, okay? Because you was kind of messy when we seen Zatima, if y'all was watching that, when they was in the damn salon that, you know, Fatima go to. And then we know her other friend was damn trash. And so I am kind of looking at you funny, Angela, because at the end of the day, yeah, if I see something, I'm going to come and tell my friend and let her know about it. But at the same time, why would I be somewhere and recognize somebody that has absolutely nothing to do with me and already have my phone out ready to take a damn picture of them? And Fatima, why would you jump to conclusions and think that it's going to be something going on with Zach and damn Karen when you've been having to force him to even call her over and try to make amends and pull this all together and give her the damn paperwork to begin with, girl? Like, I'm confused. And here go damn Angela. Oh, well, what you gonna do, girl? What you gonna do? And Fatima saying, I'm just gonna wait. Well, wait for what? Don't you want to talk to him now? Older Fatima, I knew wouldn't be waiting. You know, when we was in college, you would have kicked in the door waving the 4-4. And then, you know, Fatima's like, well, I'm not in college no more. I'm a grown-ass woman. I'm in my 30s, so I'm gonna go and wait. I'm gonna try to figure out, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. And I don't just want to know and be able to, you know, have the whole picture, no pun intended. And so she was like, well, shouldn't you be a little bit more concerned about who he kissing and why he was kissing her? And so, you know, Fatima was like, well, I would like to check the damn source and make sure. She was like, maybe, you know, Angela talking about maybe it's an old picture. Fatima said it's definitely not an old picture because Zach had that on today. And meanwhile, the suit he wearing, he couldn't even afford that in the past. I'm like, really? And so basically, Angela's still trying to be like, maybe he has a twin or something. She was like, really, girl? And I'm like, really, girl? Seriously? Get the hell up out of here with that, Angela. So she was like, look, I was just trying to look out for you. And she was like, you know, I appreciate it. She said, that definitely is him. And she was like, well, So what you gonna do, girl? Like, still just asking her that, and she was like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna wait, and I'll go ahead and talk to him later. And so, Angela talking about wait for what? And she was like, I'm gonna wait for him to tell me. And she was like, really? Basically just saying that would have never been her, or whatever, right? This is new for her. And so Fatima, like, girl, do you got work to do upstairs? Do you work? Like, I got work to do down here. Basically, she tell her she okay, she good, and she go ahead to leave. Now, Robin, meanwhile, is on his way to Andy's office, and Sabrina's on her way there, too. So, by the time Sabrina get there, of course, she want to talk to her about the conversation she had with Maurice. Fatima's telling her to wait in her office because the boss just went in to talk to her, right? And of course, Robin is coming into Andy's office because he want to let her know, like, okay, that guy you told me about as far as getting money from him, I spoke to him, and I'm getting the money from him. So he's like, oh, for real? She was like, he said, yeah, well, I really didn't have a choice. And she was like, oh, yeah, it was either get it from him or you lose the company, and he wasn't trying to do that. So he says, yeah, it was basically where he got to pay him back the money with 20% interest. And she was like, really, 20%? He's like, yeah. So he was like, of course, he can't wait to see the damn looks on their face. And she was saying, when you going to talk to them? And he said he set up a meeting for tomorrow. So she was like, good, I'm glad to know that, I'm saying, you ain't going to be out of the company. You're not losing the company. So then he talking about can I take you out for dinner later tonight? She like, no. And he was like, oh, you don't miss me? To be honest, no. And then she talking about oh, I'm joking. You ain't joking, girl, okay? Because he was like, you with Gary. And so she talking about no, I'm not with him, but he around. I said, girl, you with Gary, okay? You know you with Gary. Gary know you with Gary. Robin know you with Gary. I know you with Gary. We all know you with Gary. Stop lying to yourself and us. And so basically he's just like, I see, all right. And so she was like, well, anyway, I'm gonna get back to work. And Fatima came knocking at the door anyway, saved by the knock, and told her that Sabrina was there. So she was like, show her in. So when he's getting up to leave, she's like, oh, Robin, about Maurice Webb. And he's like, he's waiting for the judge to call back about that. So now when Sabrina get in there, she hugging her, saying hi and everything, checking on her, whatever have you. And Sabrina's telling her, like, well, Maurice is going to be calling me. I had basically told him to call me on my phone that I was coming here. Oh, well, why would you do that? I said, take a wild guess, Andy. Why the hell do you think that she would do it? What could you possibly think that he would be calling for? She's saying that she's going to do everything she can, for Maurice. And she was like, I don't know what he would do. It's not good and all this other stuff because, he called me. He was upset. So she was like, oh, you don't think he would take his life? Would do you? And she was like, I don't think so, but I don't know. She was like, it's really tough in here. And Andy was like, I can imagine. And she was like, no, as a matter of fact, Andy, you really can't. Okay, you have no idea. It's really triggering and very upsetting and whatever have you, right? This is just completely insane. So Andy's like, I know. So not too long after they sitting in there talking, the phone rings and it is Maurice. She accepts the call. She puts him on speaker. Of course, when Andy's like, how you doing? He like, girl, I'm in paradise. Okay, how you think I'm doing? Y'all already know how Maurice is. He gonna be Maurice no matter where he's at. So they saying how they working on the situation, and he going, well, y'all better get on it. Y'all better do this. Y'all better do that. So of course Andy intersects and was like, wait a minute. First of all, I'm not your friend. Okay, let's be clear. Sabrina is your friend, and she's trying to do stuff on behalf of you. And I'm, she's my friend, and I'm doing stuff on behalf of her. Me and you don't have no ties. And so I said, yeah, she's right about that. But I felt like they both was doing a bit much, to be quite honest. And of course, Sabrina kept trying to get her to stop. And then Maurice was like, well, no, as a matter of fact, she's right. He was like, I apologize. This is really stressful. I just want to get the heck up out of here. I'm not being helped by nobody. I'm not being told nothing. You know what I'm saying? This is hard. And so Andy is like, I get that. I understand or whatever, right? And so, of course, when they tell him that they got to set bail, he's like, bail? She was like, yeah, how do you think I helped Sabrina? So he was like, well, how much was Sabrina bail? She don't want to say. She changes the subject on that part or whatever, telling him don't worry about that. But she was like, she will let him know more information. So Sabrina's like, can you call me back? Or, call me back. And he was saying, I'll try, I will. But he was like, I don't have no damn money. So she was telling him about the bail bondsman. And he was like, oh, well, isn't that great? I still don't have no damn money. You know what I'm saying? By you telling me a bail bondsman, we're part of, you know what I'm saying? It's another idea that requires money that I don't have. So, of course, he's getting frustrated with that because he's not expecting that. And so, Sabrina kept trying to calm Andy down, but they were able to come to a resolution. He did apologize, and they go ahead and hang up. And he was saying if he would try to call back if he could. He didn't know if he was gonna be able to call back. So when they hang up the phone, she's telling Sabrina, like, do you know how much money I put up for your bill? And Sabrina's like, no, how much? She was like, girl, millions. Okay, it took all my money. I ain't got a damn penny left. And then Robert added something into it too. So of course Sabrina's feeling like, shit right now hearing that. And she was like, his is probably gonna be around the same thing, and I ain't got no more money to do nothing else. So she's like, oh my God, like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I understand. Like, I didn't know all of this. And so she was like, do you even think they're gonna give him bail? Do you think he could have a chance of getting out? And so, of course, basically Sabrina leaves pretty much feeling like damn crap now because she didn't know that Andy put up all that money and that she didn't have anything left. So now she probably feeling worse than she even felt when she first damn got there. But Andy was telling her, Sabrina, everything is going to be okay, and she gave her a hug and stuff like that, and she got ahead to leave. She's telling her to go home and get some rest until she could call her back with an answer. So she's like, okay, fine. Now, in the meantime, Gary and Hayden get on the damn phone. Hayden called him all excited, his nose wide damn open over this girl that, Fatima sent over there. Man, this girl was fly, okay? She been doing the best things, the things that I ain't never had done before, the things that I didn't even know could be done, okay? She is the one. And he's like, what the hell are you talking about? You just met her the other damn night. Yeah, well, she's the one, okay? I just know. He was like, we could always talk about your stuff, but you don't want to talk about mine, because Gary was basically like, so that's what you called me for? And he's like, well, no, I was calling you to say, I seen Robin and Andy in the damn office with the door closed talking, all right? And so he's like, okay. And he was like, I'm actually happy that they in there talking. He was like, well, do you think she's telling him what's going on? Oh, I hope she is. That way she could know it was me. So he was like, oh, I hear you, big shot. You know what I'm saying? You want him to know that it was you. He said, yep, I want him to know that I'm the one that did this to him. So he like, okay, cool. So he was like, well, anyway, yeah, because that's just like me and how I've been having somebody watching Zach, and I found out that he had a baby mother, and we gonna go ahead and take him to court. So he was like, huh? He was like, damn, you still on that Zach thing? He was like, yo, what's wrong with you, man? Why the hell are you doing that? And he was like, what are you talking about? He was like, I been said I was gonna make this mother play, He was like, how the hell is it any different than what you're doing? How are you talking crap? And Gary was like, it's a big difference. He said, what I'm doing is to level up. It's not about jealousy. So Hayden was like, you could tell yourself that if you want to, but you trying to take a whole damn company away from a man over a woman. That's exactly what it is. And for once, I have to agree with damn Hayden, okay? Gary talking about something, no, it ain't the damn same. I said, if this ain't the pot calling the kettle black, I don't know what is, okay? Pot, meet kettle. So he was like, you basically bugging is the same damn thing. And so when they hanging up the phone, Gary talking about some, yeah, right, me and Hayden the same and whatever, man. And I'm like, yeah, y'all are pretty much. Ain't that fucking big of a difference of any, excuse me, y'all. But it ain't that much of a damn difference, If anything, both of y'all is crazy as hell. So anyway, moving on from that, we basically see Karen at the damn salon. Pam is telling her, girl, it's a half day. Okay, you got a half day, time's up, goodbye, sayonara, see you later. She's like, no, I'm not going nowhere. Back to that nonsense again. She was like, if you don't go, I'm going to have your behind, you know what I'm saying, where I'll call your mama and tell her whatever. So then Aaron comes walking in and he's like, oh, you ain't got to do that because I'm here. And Pam was like, damn, you be popping up like the damn devil that pop up on somebody's shoulder. So he was like, don't say that. So Karen like, what's going on? What you doing here? He's like, oh, I want to take you out to dinner tonight. We've been in the house too much. And then Karen is like, oh, is that so? She was like, yeah, well, we have been in the house too much. She was like, where? He said, wherever you want. You choose the restaurant. She like, okay, that sounds like a plan, because she over here telling Pam, well, tell him what you did with the curlers. She gonna bring up them damn curlers every chance she get. So she was like, girl, that happened one time, and I call you on video to show you that I'm turning everything off and I'm locking everything up or whatever, right? So she go ahead and basically, tell him to give her a minute or whatever and go back in the office and end up calling Andy on the phone. And, Pam is saying, hurry up and get her the hell up out of here because she working on my damn nerves. And then Aaron was like, she could hear you right. And she was like, I know, I'm going to be quiet. So basically, of course she lets Andy know, like, can I drop the papers off to you? She was like, oh, Zach signed them already. And she was like, yeah. And she was gonna drop them to him at about 9 when she's leaving from eating with Aaron, and Andy says that's fine. She gonna come by her house and bring it. So Andy end up going to Fatima office. Of course, she know it's something wrong, and she telling Fatima to tell her. And Fatima's like, if I tell you this, it better not come back to me, and there better not be no other issues. And Andy's like, it's not going to be, okay? Just tell me. So she's showing her the damn picture, like I'm promised. What is it? And she shows her the picture on the phone, and she basically, her reaction is the same like Fatima's was. Well, maybe that's an old picture. Clearly it's an old picture. She's like, at first, what am I looking at? So she's like, no, he had this on today, girl. He left with this on. So she's like, oh. She was like, well, what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, she was like, yeah, because he went there to drop off papers and this is what happened. So she's telling her, like, Fatima, why don't you call him and talk to him about it? Don't jump to conclusions or whatever the case may be. You cannot base that off of a picture. You should call him. No, I don't know. Because she was asking her, did she call him? And she's like, no, I didn't. She was like, no, I just want him to tell me. And what's really pissing me off is that he haven't called me all day. I haven't got a call, a beep, nothing. I haven't heard from him all day. And any other time I would hear from him. So you know what this is? This is that guilt shit. And I'm just like, really? Maybe he busy. Maybe something came up. Like, really? So anyway, child, Andy is still trying to be logical. Like, first of all, who's the person that took the picture? Fatima tells her, I already went down that path. It's not Karen from what I know. And she was like, well, Andy's saying she wouldn't do anything like that anyway. And she was like, are you sure? And she was like, yeah. Karen is not playing them kind of games. Okay, that's what Andy told her. So she was like, great. So that means that this is real. So she's like, look, I'm not saying that it's real. And she was like, no, Andy, it is real. So she looking at it again or whatever the case may be. And she was like, well, go home and talk to your man. You know what I'm saying? Get to the bottom of it or whatever. She was like, go home right now and talk to your man. Fatima keeps saying no. And Andy was saying yes. Go home and talk to Zach. So she's like, okay, girl, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So, Robin is walking past and he say hi and, he see that she's getting up from, in Fatima's office or whatever and she say hi. And then, Fatima just was getting her stuff together and tells her thank you and she leaves. So basically Robin ends up saying it's good news, bad news. And she's like, okay, what is it? He was like, Maurice got bail. She's like, oh, wow, thank you. He's like, same situation in cash. Okay, $1.5 million. And she like, what the hell? And he was like, yeah, you tell me, what the hell did you do to that prosecutor? She's like, man, all I did was beat him in the damn divorce settlement. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's right. Well, he got it in for you and he ain't trying to let up. So, of course, she have to now call Sabrina and tell her about this. He tries to ask her about a date one more time. And she's saying no. He was like, so once somebody burn you, you done, huh? And she's basically like, yeah, pretty much I'm out. I said, yeah, everybody but damn Gary, okay? So he was like, well, it's all good, let him know if he could do anything else for her. And she was like, no, you pretty much have done enough. You sure have, Robin. You really, really have, okay? Because you did way more for her than I would have. And so, pretty much she just was saying thank you again. And then he went on about his business. Now, in the meantime, we basically had her call Sabrina to let her know about the money. And she's like, damn, do you think Karen got it? You know damn well Karen don't got that. And she's saying all she got is like $87,000. And, Andy's like, that's nowhere enough. Now, mind you, Andy already told her in the office that she didn't have no more money. And she's telling her on the phone she don't have no more money. And again, right after she says, I don't have no money, she gonna ask her, do she have the money? I said, girl, I guess Sabrina just that damn stressed, right? And then she basically was like, what about Zach? And she was like, girl, why the hell was Zach? Why would he even be an option? Why would you be bringing him up in this situation? She grasping for squirrels. She don't know what to do. So she's like, well, well, I may know one other person. And Andy's like, who? She was like, never mind, don't worry about it, just let me work on it and see if I could get it. She's like, are you sure? She was like, yeah, I'm just gonna ask him, all right? So of course we know this is Dan Bayo. And I said, what the hell, you gonna ask Bayo for money? And then Bayo gonna say, yeah, I'll give it to you if you marry me, child. I wonder where the hell we going with that damn storyline, because you know he ain't doing that for free, all right? So she asking her, is she sure? And then she's saying, yeah, she is. You know, I don't even know if I mentioned or not. I can't remember, y'all, that when Gary and Hayden was talking, he also was saying like, oh yeah, you know, that Robin had called him and told him that to come in for a meeting or whatever, right? So they was laughing, saying how he probably calling them to tell them to come in because he knows that he's not gonna win and he can't come up with the money. But of course he did come up with the money, so they the ones that's gonna be looking stupid. But anyway, you know, she calls Bayo right after that, and Bayo basically is like, oh, you know, so nice to hear from you. I missed you and I've been wanting to see you. So she's like, oh, good. So can you come over right now? You know, saying, how are you? I'm good. So he was like, is everything okay with you? And she's like, yeah, of course, making a little concerned faces or whatever. And of course, she's asking him to come over because she want to ask him for this damn money. She's like, okay, so could you come over now? He says, yeah, I'm going to head over right now. And she says, okay, I'm going to see you in a little bit. And he's like, is everything okay? And of course, she don't want to go into this over the phone. So she was like, I'll tell you everything when you get here. So he was like, okay, see you soon. So she hang up with him. You know, he say he on his way and she say bye. You know, look like she running off to get herself prepared. So then we see the damn airport, child. And who do we see there again? In damn Danny face. Hey, you leaving? Cute. She's saying, yeah, can I come over? No. She was like, damn, I don't let men in my house. What the heck? I don't know, let men that I don't know in my house. He was like, oh, you know me. I don't know you. He was like, I mean, I've been working here every day. She was like, no, really? She was like, I don't know you. He was like, well, what I'm going to do, I'm being monitored. She's like, yeah, I'm sorry, Quincy. No. He's like, really? Well, at least you could let me drop you off. Like, he's so damn thirsty. And it's like, for what? So she was like, you know what do I look like? He was like, come on, Danny, come on. So she was like, okay, where do you... He talking about at the train station. So she was like, oh, it's upstairs. It's literally leaves from the airport or whatever, you know? And then he's like, oh, I see what you trying to say. So she was like, look. And then he's like cutting her off, just trying to get to know you, Danny. Oh, it annoys me so much. He was like, and I want some good weed. You know, I got some good weed or whatever the case may be. And she was like, you think I'm going to smoke your weed? She was like, you probably got that shit laced with fentanyl. Hell no. So he was like, wow. And she was like, you know, as I said, I don't know you. And so he's like, okay, fine. She like, yeah, so bye. He was like, I'm just trying to get to the train station. She's like, okay, well, I won't stop you. Like, God, bye. Get the hell up out of my face, child. She ain't saying all that, but I'm saying it because it really, I be wanting to punch Q through the damn TV, y'all. It pisses me off. So he talking about some wanting to see her, you know, on a birthday soon, and she talking about, oh, you feel good about that? And he's saying, yeah, you know, he feel a little good. And then he like, okay, and he walk away. I said, why is this boy in our faces, child? So Sabrina calls her and gives her the breakdown, let her know what's going on and how much Maurice Bell is. No matter of fact, she calls Sabrina. And she's letting her know everything that's going on and that she's there waiting for Bayo. You know, she asking her, are you at home? Saying she on her way over. And she was like, okay, how long is it going to take you to get here? And Danny told her about 45 minutes. So she was like, well, Bayo's about to be here soon. Okay, so of course she got to tell her. She, you know, Danny talking about, oh, the African, you know, sounds like you going to be doing fine to me. So she was like, no, I'm just really worried about Maurice and trying to see what I could do to help him. You know, Danny was asking her what's going on. She was like, well, tell me, you know, if anything was wrong. So, of course, she told her about the millions of dollars. And, you know, she's telling her that she's about to ask this guy for the money. And she's like, girl, you about to ask this man for that money? She was like, well, I got to do something. I got to get the cash from somewhere. And it has to be cash, 1.5 million. So Danny was like, damn, who they think they got? Osama bin Laden. Reminded me of damn Rush Hour. So she was like, well, you know, he has a lot. And he's the only one that I knows that has that much. And she was like, well, girl, you know, what do you think he's gonna want? She's like, I have to do something for Maurice. That's what Sabrina's telling her. She was like, yeah, I know, but it don't feel right, Sabrina. And I'm like, yeah. She was like, I don't know about this one. I said, for once, not really for once, because Danny is the type that could spit knowledge to everybody else and break it down real good and know that they making mistakes or whatever, but don't know it for herself, right? And that's a lot of people that's like that. We can see other people things, but we can't see our own. So she's telling her, like, are you sure that you should really be doing that, girl? I don't trust it. That seems a little off to be asking him for that kind of money. Of course, she's like, the only other person that we know that have that kind of money is, I guess, Andy. And Sabrina's like, no, girl, she already used all of hers to bail me out. And Danny is basically like, damn, girl. She was like, well, your ass better not get bailed. And of course, Sabrina's like, I'm not going to do that. I would never do that, right? And so she just was like, well, damn, you really gonna bet all of that on Maurice? And she was like, I have to do something, And she's telling her, damn, that's your problem. You always trying to help everybody, and you such a good person. And so she's like, come on, Danny. And she was like, well, listen, just call me as soon as he leaves, okay? And so Sabrina says, okay, she will. She was like, all right, and I'll just head over. So they say, okay, and they say bye. So, child, we get Fatima pulling up to the damn house. And, of course, Angela gonna call her as soon as she pulling up. Oh, what are you doing? Are you home yet? Yeah, I'm sitting outside now. Well, girl, what are you gonna do? I'm about to go in. Okay, well, what are you gonna say when you go in? I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm waiting for him to say something. And if he don't start talking and he don't tell me what's what and admit something to me and let me know what's happening as soon as I get in there, then basically it's gonna be on and popping. That's gonna piss me off even more. Child, matter of fact, I'm sorry, y'all skipped. The prosecutor came to see Maurice again. Okay, he don't want to leave this man alone. He let him know the bill was $1.5 million if he don't start talking, because he know he ain't gonna have that kind of money or whatever the case may be. Maurice said, well, you don't know what money I'm going to have and what I'm going to get, so excuse you. He was like, I doubt very much that you getting $1.5 million, and if you do, then we going to be on you and watching you like a damn hawk and trying to figure out how the hell you got it and what you up to. And Maurice said, don't threaten me with a good time, okay? Maurice still wasn't falling for his games. He pretty much was just talking, craps right back to him, everything that he was saying, because he was like, you don't know what I could possibly get and how I could do it or whatever, right? And so he basically was telling Maurice, like, oh, well, you still have one more chance that you could go ahead and tell Sabrina. And Maurice was like, well, I'm never going to be doing that, so you could be waiting a long time, And he was like, there's no way you going to raise that kind of money. And Maurice was like, bitch, you don't know me and what I'm able to get. And so, of course, like I said, he just was telling Maurice he would want to know how he got it and they would be watching him. And Maurice was like, well, I would love that. Have fun with that. I could sleep better at night knowing that there's a white man watching me. So he tells Maurice, enjoy your time in here. He was like, well, thank you. I've been loving the low, institutional lighting that y'all got in here. And so he says, well, you could walk out the door anytime if you want to. And Maurice was like, please spare me. Okay, you could kiss the crack of my ass, get up out my damn face. And so he was like, okay. And he says, okay, goodbye. Like, you keep coming around and I've been told your ass to stop coming. So after he walks away, Maurice is just like, you damn mother, get the hell up out my face. He was like, $1.5 million damn dollars, and he got ahead and laid down. So then that's when we got, Fatima coming home and all of that and talking to Angela. And so she's thoroughly asking her what she gonna do. And she's just like, if I go in here, he don't start telling me what happened or whatever, it's gonna be a problem. Angela's saying, well, I think I better come over there and be with you or whatever. I'm gonna meet you there. No, I don't need you to do that. I'm fine. I got it. I'm going to handle it my way, and that's that. And she was like, girl, I think you should wait. And she's like, no. She was like, I don't know about all of that or whatever. So she was like, still trying to tell her that she was going to come. And then Fatima still bringing up how he hasn't hit her up all day and that's not normal. Normally, he would have called her and texted her several different times throughout the day. And as she sit there, she just was basically getting madder and madder. So Angela was like, well, let's go for a drink or something. She like, no, Angela, I'm good. She was like, come on, Fatima. So she's basically like, no, I'm telling you, if I walk in this house and he don't tell me what the heck is going on as soon as I get in there, then I'm going to lose it. And then Angela's still saying, Fatima. And she's still pretty much like, girl, are you sure that girl is legit? And she was like, look, She is. And she was like, and Karen wouldn't put her up to this. She was like, no, she don't even know her like that. She was like, so why was she at her salon getting her hair done? She like, I mean, it's a salon. You know what I'm saying? She just was so happened to be there. It was her first time there. She wasn't even in her chair. So she kept telling her she gonna come over. And then I said, see, that still don't sound right. It's her first time there. And she just so happened to remember Zach and know that Zach is with Fatima, know that that's your friend, and was like, geez, let me get this picture. That story is lame as hell. I'm sorry, y'all. So anyway, you know, Fatima saying how she not gonna let another, you know what, cheat on her again. And Angela's telling her to calm down, and she says she is calm. She going in now. So when she get in there, she walking in. Zach is just, you know, hey babe, and going in to give her a kiss. She pulling back. He like, okay, are you okay? Is something wrong? How was your day? My day was good. How was your day? He's like, actually, it was real good. Karen went ahead and signed the papers. She didn't give me no problems. You know, she's supposed to be taking them to Andy to get to sign them. Oh, Andy didn't sign them yet? I don't know. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, actually was pretty good. It all worked out and everything. It was pretty easy, to be honest. So, Fatima, okay, and she's steadily waiting and whatever, and he was like, well, you know, I didn't take them back because Andy still got it, you know what I'm saying, look at it. So he was like, I even tried calling Heather. I called her and called her and called her, but she wasn't answering. So I was thinking about going by her job later to talk to her. He was like, oh, you want to slide over there with me? Nope. Oh, you don't want to go with me? He was like, you mean to tell me you gonna have me go to a damn strip show by myself, you know, a strip club by myself? Oh, do you, baby, or whatever the heck. He was like, what the heck is that about? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? What's happening? He like, you all right, baby? And basically rubbing on her shoulder and stuff like that. He already could tell there's something wrong with her, but she ain't saying nothing. She just sitting here. And he looking at her like, what's the matter? What's wrong? What's going on? So she like, nothing, just a regular long day. And he like, okay, shoot, go ahead, relax yourself or whatever the case may be. You home now. He's like, where's my hug? Where's my kiss? Where's my love? She was like, oh, it's where it always is. And so he's like, oh, so come here. She like, let me ask you something. He's like, okay, what's going on? She gonna pull out the damn phone and the picture, of course, and be like, what is this? And I'm just like, and he's sitting there like, looking at it. And I'm like, really, Fatima, this is what we going back to? Like, this is what we going back to? I'm tired of it, Tyler. I really am, to be honest, y'all. I'm over it. But anyway, y'all, that was the episode, child. I made it through the best that I could. My throat is on fire. About to go drink me some tea. But y'all put it in the comments. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode, okay? What you liked, what you didn't like. If it was anything that you could pull out that you liked from that episode, child, then let me know about it. If I left anything out, put it in the comments. Let's discuss it down there. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you are so inclined. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. Till next time.